Okay. So, hi, my name is Chai. This is my third episode of Chai with Chai. And with me, I have Jyoti Verma. And she's my Reiki teacher and my Reiki practitioner. She facilitates Reiki. I met her through a site. I don't remember the site. Do you remember the site? There
Uh,
was a website where I listed you. Your name popped up.
okay,
When I looked for
probably probably it was the regression therapy website. Probably
I
Spiritual
don't think so.
Regression Therapy Association has my name on it.
This is
Quantum
another thing.
healers? Is it quantum healers?
Yes, it's quantum healers. Yes.
Okay, okay.
So I looked you up on quantum healers and I found you. And yeah, I'm very grateful to have come to you because I remember my first Reiki session with you and it was beautiful. I felt empty.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I felt really, really empty. It's like I dumped everything out and I went back home and I was sitting. It was wonderful. And I didn't know this was one of the very first experiences of energy healing modalities that I went through. And thank you for that, Jyotsna. And thank you today for actually giving me some time to discuss how you have come through with this journey and how you're serving the society with your strengths and your learnings in life. And I'd love to hear what you have to share with us. So that somebody outside who can hear what you're saying will probably improve their life even by 5%. It's a big great deal that we are doing and I hope that happens. Um, so I just wanted to introduce you. This is Jyotsna Verma. Can you say something about yourself?
Uh,
Introduce yourself.
Hi, Chaitra. Thank you for having me here. So when you say you want me to say something about myself, so it usually starts with what I do. So I'll tell you something about what I do. Um, I do energy healing and regression therapy. I really believe in holistic healing, the healing of your mind, body, and soul. That is your mental, physical, especially the emotional level and the spiritual level. So that's like a altogether healing yourself. So this is what I do, and I really believe in it.
Hmm.
And um, and I think that's my identity here on earth, actually doing this.
Hmm.
And I have a wonderful family to support this.
That's awesome. Beautiful. Um, uh, my first question would be what made you take up Reiki or energy healing modalities? I know that you are a doctor by
Mhm,
profession. So you're Dr. Jyotsna Verma,
mhm, mhm,
who is an energy healer now. So that is very fascinating. I tell that also proudly to so many people that I know. I
mhm,
say that I know my energy healer, my Reiki healer is a doctor. She's an ENT surgeon and she's an energy healer now. So nobody has words. Nobody goes beyond that. They're like, "What? How?"
mhm.
And
I
that says
I
a lot.
understand.
That says a lot. And I'm very because that kind of step you kind of grasp a lot of people's attention. That makes them think, "Oh, what is it that I'm missing?" Which is amazing. You took that great step and you're brave for that. Kudos. Uh, but what made you take up Reiki or energy healing?
Mm. I have been asked this question multiple times, in fact, from all my clients, everyone I meet, and actually, I'm proud of what I'm doing, and I'm also proud of what I did, all the tough exams and so on. So, as a student, I always wanted to become a doctor. So, because that's what I knew at that time, that, oh, this is something important and I should be doing it. And I liked science. So, completed the MBBS in India. And after that, I started my residency in ENT surgery. I liked ENT, so I was like, this is the next step. Like every other student, you have to do your higher education and do a job and so on. Uh, I was pretty young and I wasn't so much exposed, I would say, to other things, other other ways of life. At that was this is what you're supposed to do. Then you have to do your higher education, and then you have to work for it. Okay, and that will make my parents happy. That will make me happy, and that will make the patients happy. And you're doing a good, very honorable thing and healing, trying to take care of other people, and that's quite good. So while I was doing my residency, it took me 3 years to complete surgery. I realize now, during surgery, I mean, your residency, you actually interact a lot with your patients. I had this deeper feeling. Now, at that point in time, I had no idea about energy healing or anything else, or even holistic healing and so on. So I used to think there was more to it than just giving medication or doing a surgery for the patient. That's what my feeling is. Now, I am people, there are lots of successful doctors out there and so on. So, and I feel that mainstream medicine is equally important, very important. But again, deep inside, I felt that there has to be something more to just medication and surgery. There has to be some more kind of healing so that the patient empowers himself. Like, you have a problem, you come to a doctor for solution, they gave you medication or surgery, and then you go back, you're healed, and you have something else again, or you come back with the same problem. So why is this happening? I and why and I felt that there is some emotional link to every problem. So
Mm.
I used to do my work and everything, but there was that level of satisfaction which I felt was not there during residency. So was not I felt that I am not very sure if I can continue doing this throughout my life. And but I at that time I had no clue there is something else I can do, because I gave like 11 years of my life to just studying this.
Mm.
And what is my family going to say about it, so I came to the United States, and I took all the exams, the US assembly and so on. But that time was a break for me too, to think, look back. I also I had my kids at that time, and so I wanted to slow down. Okay, watch, think about what I'm doing, what I want to do. Is this what I really want to do? And it took me a few years to understand that there is something beyond medicine. I knew, and then I started searching about holistic medicine,
Mm.
and I came across energy healing. And actually, I came across an institute, Barbara Brennan Institute, which is located in Florida, of energy medicine. When
Mm.
I read about energy medicine, it just blew my mind, actually. It was like, oh, this is what I was looking for. This is what I really wanted to go deep into. About the emotions of the body, how that works, and so on. I want to learn more about it. And then there was no going back. So Reiki is a form of energy healing, and I started learning Reiki. Fortunately, I found someone close by who taught Reiki, and I was so much intrigued by it that I wanted to learn it. I did not even have a Reiki experience on myself,
Mm.
and I was like, okay, all I want to do is learn. And because I believed in it, because I knew, I felt from inside this is important to me. So, and that's when it all started, and this was 2016.
2016.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah, so this is how I started Reiki.
That was in 16, so that was all right. Wow. It's a long time. So, and you've never looked back.
No, never looked back after that. It just like progressing from there. Other modalities of energy healing, like including Reiki, other types of Reiki, and high vibrational healing. Then I started learning more about regression therapy, and more about past lives, and why in my field, in my I really stress on emotions. Now, the emotions which we feel, the emotions which are out of balance, I really stress about them. Why do you feel the way you feel? Is it why those little triggers are so much for this client or for me or for that individual? So that's what I explore more, go deep into it. What is the source of that emotion? Is it this life or is it something coming from childhood or even a past life? So, and it's not a feeling, but now it's a knowing that emotions are are so important, and to empower yourself to know your emotions. It's not that it's bad to have emotions. It's like to understand your emotions,
Hmm.
understand your emotions, why I feel that way, and empower yourself to create a new reality by
Okay.
changing those emotions into positive feelings. But again, for that you have to do your personal work of any childhood trauma or past life trauma and so on.
All that you do through Reiki, or do you do through regression therapy and you use everything, all the modalities that you know?
I use both Reiki energy healing as well as regression therapy. And now both of them work equally. It depends on the client what they are more inclined to do. I mean, what kind of therapy they resonate with. Now, apart, even if you have a regression therapy session, a current life regression and a past life regression, it does open up your mind, have gives you a deeper understanding. There's a level of healing in that. But again, you have to do your homework, your own homework. It's not like it's not a band-aid or a tape or something like a magical I am doing or something. It's like this work is done. You have now an awareness. There's a shift in your energy, and you need to keep that. You need to work on this by your personal journaling it or meditation or your affirmation. There's so many more things you can do about yourself. Then continuous energy healing is good, to if we shift into that energy which we don't want to, you come back and reset yourself, and then again you move forward. So it's like, it's all these modalities I feel work very well, but it resonates with the client what they are open to.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Hmm.
It depends. It totally depends on the person who's receiving it. You should
That's
be
true.
ready to receive it, and that's when you'll actually see the,
Yes.
yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they should be ready to receive it. Now, what I mean to say, like regression therapy is very different from a Reiki or energy healing session. In energy healing session, you're actually intuitively, I am going into your energy system and seeing if there's any imbalance in your chakras, body systems, and so on. So it's very relaxing for the client. It's like they are in a deep state of relaxation, uh, and uh, and and after the session we actually discuss what I felt and what they felt. But in case of regression therapy, it's a different experience for the client where they actually need to relive the traumas. They need to relive and experience those traumas. So is the client ready for it? So both modalities work well, but some people like to empower themselves by living those traumas and releasing them. And even Reiki can do that, or energy healing, but they don't have to relive that trauma. It's more like a subtle energy, subtle healing for them.
Hmm.
Yeah. And most of my clients have tried both, and have experienced a lot of shift in their energy.
Hmm.
Yeah, most of them try both of them.
Okay. Yeah, that makes me think. In my office the other day, they had a meeting. They wanted to do a group activity for a team. Our
Mhm.
group activity was regression therapy.
Okay. Yeah, I have heard about lots of lots of regression therapy group sessions. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if everybody would be interested to come. There was one lady who straight up said no. She did
Mm-hmm.
not turn up.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody is open for it because they are like, I don't want to know anything about my past life. That's what their thing was.
Yeah.
It was more of a meditation for me. So it worked out well. I
Mm-hmm.
hope it's the same for everybody else, because most of them did not switch on their cameras after it was done.
Mm-hmm.
They just
Okay.
vanished. They didn't say yes, they didn't say no, they didn't say hi, bye, nothing. They just like vanished. They were like, I think including me, there were three people who switched on their cameras back
Mm-hmm.
after the session was done. It was, yeah, I still don't know how others felt, but it was positive for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never tried it, as you know. You remember, I've never tried it. I've discussed with you about this in the past with our sessions. But this was a subtle one,
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. So you did mention that you started it all at 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the initial journey like for you? Was it difficult? Was it easy? Was it painful? Because y- healers usually go through healing first before they actually become healers, and they, call themselves as healers. So
Mm-hmm.
how was your initial journey like?
um, Now, initially when I started, I was full of excitement because I was embarking this new phase. Now, I did not know, and I had no intention that I will be doing it for others. Here I was starting it to for myself.
Mm.
And now I should add that the journey before this, before 2016, was a little traumatic because the confusion I felt
Mm. Mm.
career wise, and like, what should I do? I mean, I am a person, personally, because I've always been studying, I've always been doing something, and then suddenly you're confused about all your aims and your ambitions, which I was ambitious about my work and so on. That was traumatic because I was so confused whether I can do it throughout my life. That this is not me. I was confused. So actually, when I started learning Reiki level one, thanks to my mentor, so we can talk about her later. It opened something in me. I was so open during that lesson. It opened something in me as if, oh, it just opened that this is what I'm supposed to do. So it was filled with happiness. It was awesome. But when I continued to do level 2, 3, and 4 and so on, that is very true that you have to work on yourself before you can give any kind of service to others, and I'm still working on myself. There were lots of ups and downs, and and again I had to realize that, yes, oh, why are these things coming up? They are coming up because I need to work on them. This is something so deep buried in within me that needs to come out for healing. That's what I'm here for. Probably that's why I jumped from doing one thing and now going to the other side of the spectrum.
Mm.
Voodoo person or whatever people call it.
Mhm.
Oh, so that's why it was a lot. There were people now. Very interestingly, mm, I was unable to tell this thing to my friends. Like, family is different. Yeah, my family did support me with this. That's very. I'm very grateful to them. But this was something within me. I was unable to open up to my close friends that I am discontinuing my mainstream medicine work and starting to do Reiki instead because I did not want to be judged. Now this is again within me, my issue, that's the real you, right? So
Yeah.
so you cannot you cannot show yourself out there, means there is some trauma there, right? There is some trauma there. So these were many things I had to work on. Yes. And it's always been good. In the end, it is always good when you, instead of bearing your emotions, you realize that, yes, this I need to work on and move forward with it. There are multiple modalities out there, energy healing, this and that. But ultimately, I personally feel all lead to one thing: healing yourself, and how by that you can help others with your experiences.
Mm,
Yeah.
nice. Nice. And you would say that your journey right now is smoother and where you're learning a lot of, you probably have learned so much that you know where you need to do what and how to work on things if things crop up.
Yes, it is much smoother. Definitely. Now, something if comes up again and I'm not able to handle it, I will try to find out why and what else I can do to work on myself. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. And you were talking about your mentor. So,
Mhm.
um, who was your first mentor who got you on this path?
That I would say my Reiki teacher, the first person I ever met and saw this side of the world. That
Mm,
was she just lives nearby in Noblesville, Indiana. Her name is Pamela Jones,
mm,
and she's a wonderful person, extremely down to earth, and a wonderful teacher, and so bright and full of energy. And it was so inspiring to learn from her, and whatever she had to share with me, it changed my life. So yeah, thanks to her.
mm. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I've not heard of her.
Mhm.
But when I was looking up, I found you,
Mhm.
right? I remember I Googled also Reiki teachers around me and Reiki practitioners around me, and you came up in the quantum
Mhm.
leaders thing. And I don't think I saw Pamela, but yeah, good. That's an amazing thing. And how many mentors have you had so far? A lot of people say that it's not just one mentor that you have. You end up having multiple mentors throughout different phases in your life. So has that been true for you? How many mentors have you had, and
Okay,
how did they
interesting.
help you?
Okay. Now, one was Pam. Uh, I should add in this that my mom is also my mentor.
That's
Now,
awesome.
how so from the beginning, we as a family were quite spiritual, but within her, I saw while I was growing up, she had this urge of learning more about spirituality, learning more about how I can move forward on my journey on this earth. I had always seen her. Now, back in India, you have this religious beliefs and systems and so on, but I felt she was beyond that. She was not like you have to do this and this is something good is going to happen to you and so on. It was more beyond. She very open minded,
Mm,
and from her in in the beginning, I think she is one person who helped me uh, to understand that there is some that we need to move forward on our journey. uh, we need to learn more, experience more. So
mm,
she is still she does not stop learning. She continues to learn. I was exposed to, actually, interestingly, the book Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. So
mm.
I was exposed to that book through her because she really loves reading
What?
and being in the present moment and meditating and so on. So yeah, she's my mentor.
That
And
is so cool. None. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say my mother handed me this book.
yes, she
That
did.
that's awesome. I
And
still have that book. Yeah, in the back. Mm,
so and in her journey, she has had amazing journey in her life. So, and within her, she always feels that I need to learn more and so on. So back in India, she came across a person called Diljit. So that he's a very spiritual person, and she used to follow his teachings. Now, what the person teaches was that there is a divine light or God in everyone, and you have to acknowledge it. And that divine is within you. So he's going beyond your physical self and going deep into your divine. Acknowledge the divine within you every moment of your life. So
Hmm.
that's what he taught, and it really helped her
Hmm.
during her time, her evolution. It really helped her, and she used to teach me and my brother and my family about it. And it helped me when I was young. I did not take it very seriously, but
Hmm.
over the years, when I understand things beyond physical body, I understand more. I understand what that person was trying to say. I understand what she was trying to tell me as a kid. So,
Hmm.
yes, she continues to be my mentor.
That's awesome. Oh, I mean, so how many did you say that one was Pam, one was your mom?
And
Do you
then,
have any more?
sorry, what?
Do you have any more?
Now there are multiple teachers. After I want to learn regression therapy, so I went to the Regression Therapy Association, the Spiritual Regression Therapy Association
Mm-hmm.
school, and there the founder is uh, uh, the founder of that institute. His name is Andy Tomlinson. He's located in the UK. So from him, so I've had multiple trainings with him in California. So through him, I learned a lot through him and his wife. So that was amazing. So they are also a big part of my journey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cool. Um, so what do you say? How important is it to have mentors? What is the importance of having mentors?
Um, Now, I take mentors as guides in my during your journey. Now, when you are out of balance, when you are you're not centered and you feel out of balance and so on, your mentors are there to help you, to guide you, to reset you, and go in your direction. It is important. But again, over the time, I feel you are your own mentor. you know you know deep inside what is right, what is in your highest good, what path I should take. You
Mm-hmm.
know it already. So your higher self, your divine self, is your mentor. That's your guide, actually. There
Mm-hmm.
it, the information you need, the guidance you need, is within you, actually.
Mm-hmm. I realize that of late. I know you have been talking to me about guides and spirit guides and things like that. And your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Just realized it. I think yesterday or day before yesterday that when you the feeling, the intuition. I was thinking, how do you tell apart from your paradigm speaking from your intuition, which is giving you the guidance, right? Intuition comes in a very subtle way,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't shake your energy at all. It comes like this little blip, and that's it. I don't feel anything there. But when the paradigm talks, it comes with a gush of energy. There is a ball of energy associated with it. And usually it is fear, anxiety, discomfort. Those are the things that come. That's when I realize, oh, this is how I tell apart, like the paradigm speaking. And that's when I write down, oh, this is what I need to work on. And I realize the difference now because I never could tell the difference. I didn't know how one feels that way. I don't know how one you felt that way or how anybody else feels, Probably most of the population aren't even aware of all these things. They just watch,
Mm-hmm.
pop a pill and go. I was thinking, I'm like, what is intuition? Where is my intuition coming in and where is the paradigm speaking? So this I could tell up. I was very happy when I came to know that I could actually tell the difference. Um, yeah, and thank you for that. And how do you think an individual should start their spiritual journey? And where do you think they should start? Anybody who's watching this, who wants to take this up as a first step on to get on the spiritual journey, which how do you think they should start? Where can they start?
Again, it is very important that if you are guided or if you want to, now people are very happy in what they're doing, uh, very intent and content, they're content in their lifestyle and so on.
Mm.
So what I have noticed, the person usually starts their spiritual journey when they're there's a downfall, there is there are any traumatic situations. uh, there is, oh, I am, I do not have anything else to do, I don't know where to go. It could be physically, it could be emotional situations, or even extreme physical trauma, or physical situations, or illness. So I've seen that they embark on this journey when they are at a down state, and that's okay, that's fine, that's what the awareness comes from. It's okay. Now, as your question says, how do you start? um, there are multiple healers, and there are multiple people out there for help. Now, what resonates, or what actually resonates with the person, that's very important. You can even start with yoga. You can, you are, what is yoga? You are actually you're doing a physical exercise, you're centered at that moment, you're releasing your emotions during that time, and then you're in the present moment, and it's a good release. You start with yoga, you can start with meditation, things simple like that. You can start by reading an inspiring book. It
Mm.
doesn't have to be that, oh, I need a regression therapy session, something big, I need a mentor. You start slowly. What makes you happy? Anything that makes you happy,
Mm.
gives you that joy, allows you to stay in that present moment, is good for you.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Mine started with the book Secret.
Yes. That's very interesting book. Yeah.
Yeah, started with Secret, and I think it came as a book, and I never used to read books before.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it was a book was it was so painful for me because I knew I couldn't start or finish it at that point in life. I knew that I couldn't, but now it's totally different. I now hold on to books and I walk around. And I think I watched the movie. It used to be on Netflix for a long, long time. I think they brought it down. Then I watched the movie. Then I bought the audiobook,
Mm-hmm.
listened to that. And that
Mm-hmm.
it, and I kept playing it over and over and over and over again. Kind of like triggered something. Then I'm like, okay, what else is there?
Mm-hmm.
Then I started checking out. That's actually right what you said. You should work with what resonates with you and what calls you, and you feel like reaching out. Um, so how do you use these in your life? These modalities that you've learned. Do you do it on a daily basis? If you do, what do you do on your daily basis to keep your vibration high, to be connected to the source, to be spiritually inclined, balanced? What do you do on a daily basis?
It may sound really simple, but I try as much as I can be in the present moment and be grateful for where I am. I now and then I definitely do a little very short meditation, and that is also just to center myself with a prayer. So it's just like what my aim is, or my intention is, throughout the day, that I am in the present moment, that my emotions and my thoughts that I don't get carried away with them, and I or think about my past or my future, just being grateful for where I am and who I am right now. So it may sound as simple, really simple, but it becomes difficult, when your day passes and there are lots of things to do. It becomes frustrating, but that's what I do. For me, the gratefulness, being grateful for the situation, is important, and I think it is something which really feeling the positivity in your life, feeling, being grateful for what you have rather than what you don't have is what helps me. So
Hmm.
being positive, being grateful is the way to go, is what works for me.
Do you practice gratitude by writing? How do
Uh,
you practice gratitude?
I practice gratitude by prayer or by saying it. If my mind diverts to something other than the present moment or any worry, I try to reshift my thought pattern. I try to shift that energy which I do not want into that present moment and say, I'm grateful for this moment. I'm grateful for what I am right now, what I have right now, and so on. I'm grateful for the divine presence around me or a good health. I'm grateful for whatever I have or whatever you're grateful for. So I kind of say it throughout the day in a form of a prayer, you can say, or an affirmation.
Hmm. Perfect. Um, so how has this helped? I know you told me about your family being very supportive of
Hmm.
which you're doing. It's a very big blessing when family supports you through these things. I know the feeling because mine does too. Knock on wood. How have you helped your family with this? How have you used these modalities on your family? Um, and are they up to it? Are they happy about it? Sometimes they allow you to practice and they don't want to be a part of it, but they would like to support you. But is that uh, is that not the case with you? Is it about how they allow you to practice and they are a part of it? How have you helped them with what you've learned so far?
um, Now, definitely everybody has their own journey. I cannot preach or my thoughts and my feelings or what is right and wrong, what I feel personally, I cannot force on anybody else, even if that's my kids. You cannot do that. So I support them by again empowering them. I do for my kids particularly, I tell them that the importance of being in the present moment, importance of positivity, and in the importance of gratefulness why it is important of being grateful throughout the day or being in the present moment. Now they're very young, one is 8, one is 11. They learn at their own pace, but they understand even a little bit of meditation for a few minutes. I do ask them to do in their own way, centering themselves, going inwards in whatever they can do.
Hmm.
Now I do use energy healing once in a while if there's any physical pain, or if I feel that they need, I do on them, yes, and they are open to it.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about what you feel. Sometimes you also can sense it.
Yeah.
You're not open to it. Sometimes if they sense it, it's. I ask my husband,
Mhm.
do I have the permission? I get all will right. Do I have the permission to do this? And he's like, oh, you always have the permission. Take it. It's fine. But no, I have to ask. I'm like, I need to know that you are ready for this because if you have a mental block, I cannot work on this. So it's a thing. It's cool. And uh, so you proactively use Reiki as your main modality?
Yes, mostly it is energy healing. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, it's now we've called it Reiki because over the years it's been used as. I mean, Reiki is a kind of energy healing. So, and so I use the term energy healing now more than Reiki because I've mixed multiple modalities into it to work whatever is good for the client.
Mm, okay. I agree. I agree. Hmm. Um, Can you share any positive experience? I bet you have so many stories about your clients, and I'm one of your clients, of course. I have a good experience. But do you have a story or probably a little snippet of what their journey was like in this healing, with whatever modalities you used. May it be Reiki, may it be any other healing modality, crystal healing, whatever you have used. How did it help them from where they were, and what was that spot where they were, and how did they get to a higher state of being? So could you please share that as well?
Um, Most of the clients, especially I have seen most of them who had the first Reiki or energy healing experience, even regression therapy, for the first time, the emotional status when they are coming into the healing room is very different from when they get up from the bed, or the Reiki table, or when they are awake. It's so interesting. It's the same thing. They feel extremely relaxed now. And that's amazing. It's amazing that how your energy, from how traumatic and emotional you are relaxed, and that's a big thing, a big release. And most of them, I have seen a realization that comes to their awareness. Oh, this is what my path is, or this is what I have to do now. I have been wondering what I'm supposed to do about the situation. Now I know what to do. So because our emotions are clouding us so much, we are so much blocked about how to handle our situations. So this energy healing gives you a reset. And I've seen in mostly all of the clients having that awareness. Okay, this is what I have to do. And that's amazing. I had a long time back, I had a client, uh, a very young girl. She had thyroid. Her thyroid hormones were out of balance, and very. I think she was a school going girl and going to college, and she had a few sessions, around 7 6 7 sessions with me. And it's so interesting to note that when you're so young, you don't have the right and wrong and judgment in you. Oh, this is not going to work, I need to take my medication, and so on. I understand that. I had that in me too. So it's so interesting to note, after those sessions she was completely healed. And I feel that it was because, yes, I was doing what I have to do. It was the non-judgment, and in her, the trust in her. Yes, this is going to work. That really helped with the healing journey. Now, if you have that kind of blockage, that I'm not sure what I'm doing here, I'm not sure this is actually going to work, it's your own faith too, which helps you. So, and it was a dramatic change. Uh, then I had another client. His blood pressure now was extremely high. I mean, he had a concussion or something in his brain, and that's also a long time back. And his blood pressure, he had never tried this kind of modality. He was having medication, nothing was helping, and he had extreme headaches and increased blood pressure. Uh, and after 1 or 2 sessions, he was fine. There was no headache and there was no high blood pressure. It was all normal. Something, but that was okay for few days, but it came back. Now, what he said, he said when he came to me, he said, I've tried everything. This is my last resort. I've tried all the medication, and I'm going nuts with the headache I have. And it healed him for some time again. For some time. The point is, you have to do your own work too. You should know what you have to do to move forward. So there was kind of a phase he was fine, but that came back again.
Mm.
So it's interesting to note that until and unless you do your own work, uh, it's going to work. It's going to give you a shift and so on, but you still have to work on yourself.
Mm.
So that was also a wonderful experience for me because I was judging myself during that time. What is happening? But I because it was just the start of my career. So, and regarding emotional shift, I have seen most of the clients having a extreme emotional shift to a positive shift, uh, understanding why this emotion is coming and working on it. I have had that is like multiple. In fact, all of the clients feel that way.
Mm. That's interesting. Yeah.
Mm.
Working on yourself is basically when you say that you're aware of what is happening and what caused it, and how I could uh, use affirmations or meditation and things like that to maintain that stage that you helped the client to get to,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah, that's and
Yeah.
not at the same time not judging yourself. Why is it happening to me? Why can't I do it? That's again going to that negative phase. It's important to put in the positivity in yourself, and empowering yourself to move further.
Hmm, true. Okay. Uh, where do you see yourself in this field or this arena that you are in, like energy medicine, in the next 3 years from now? Where do you see yourself? Do you see having more modalities or growing bigger? How is it?
uh, I I'm happy where I am because I have lots of other things to do because I divide my time between my family and this. But I definitely would like to, and I have started a bit, would like to do meditations with my clients, like a guided meditation or a guided meditation class that I always have wanted. And that would be wonderful. And in the next 3 years, probably I will be doing that. Yeah.
Like whole meditation sessions in your place or in
Yes.
a place where some.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome. Let me know if you're doing that. I'll come.
And also like I
Love
have,
that.
what is that?
I'm very serious. I love that. I would I
Mhm.
would love to have meditation sessions together, like in a
Mhm.
group. The energy is so different
Mhm.
than compared to when you do it alone.
Mhm.
It's good, but I did that in Art of Living.
Mhm.
And I remember the whole energy in the room changes. That the combined thing is a whole other level.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Please do that, and I let me know. I'll.
Sure.
um. So how do you put out an intention in the universe? How would you do that? It's a lot. It's a lot of times people say that, hey, you don't need to. Coming from an Indian culture, um, I've been told if I say something wrong, hey, don't say that. Don't say that. Someone up there in the sky, in heavens, is always blessing you with what you say. So watch what you're saying, and Uh, keep your intention clean, or put the good things out there in the universe. How would you put a good intention out there in the universe? How would you follow? I know there are multiple ways people do it.
Mhm.
How do you do it? How do you put out an intention in the universe for it
Mhm.
to manifest?
Uh, so it's something like whenever you ask, you will get it. So asking I what I personally feel, it's not always about asking. You should. What I do is I if I want to manifest something, or I have an intention, I want to manifest something. I understand that's what your question is, how to manifest what you in this reality.
Yeah, it's basically this. Uh, Yeah, I think you would call it manifest, like probably not something physical or like a big car or big house or something. It's about what is your intention in life. The intention is when they say energetically. I intend to be more positive. I intend to, meet this right person in my life, or
Okay.
I mean, to intend. My intention is to just spread love, and always being a magnet for love, and
Mm,
abundance. And
mm.
how do you do that? I mean, you just keep saying it, or you just keep affirming it, or how?
I personally feel that only affirming or saying is not enough, because any intention, something you want, maybe a good relationship, to start a new relationship, for example, you need to put your feelings and emotions to it, that it's already been done. If it's already been done, that means, and then that you put out and be grateful that it's already been done, is what you will manifest. Now, when you're putting an intention, I want a great relationship, may I want a great relationship, may I have a great relationship. um you okay? Sorry.
I'm good.
Okay. So
Threw it in the wrong pipe.
okay. So when you feel you want a good relationship, you actually are feeling that you do not have any relationship. Now you're putting that intention out because you think you do not have a or you're lacking something, right? Now what you want to make that positive, right? So what I do is I go into my heart center and feel. First, I imagine that I am in a good relationship. I imagine
Mm,
in my mind's eye that I am in a good relationship. Then I bring in emotions and feelings, that if I am in a good relationship, how will I feel? I'm feeling loved. I'm feeling joy. I'm happy. So I feel those emotions and then release from your heart center to the universe and
mm,
say, I'm grateful for this healthy, happy relationship. So it's already happened. It will happen. And
mm,
that's the way it works. Put you have to put it out there that it's already happened. It is now. So when you put your emotions and thoughts to that, means you have manifested that. Now what happens in this world is we put our emotions and our thoughts to what we don't have. So there is lack. The feeling of lack is there.
mm,
What we want is a feeling of abundance.
mm. Correct, correct. Okay, that's profound. And so this is a thought that came to my mind. It's not technically a question. It's just that I think as a career, energy medicine, with all of its modalities, with the creators who have created all these modalities, if they are interested to share
Mm-hmm.
how to train people with these things, and if they want to spread this word anywhere, I really think that energy medicine should become a core training, a career in universities and schools where they teach these things. And there might be people interested to do this. It's okay, definitely not engineering or medical, I understand. uh, uh, my thought is, we are anyways moving towards it. There are mentorship programs everywhere, there are energy healing programs everywhere, there are
Mm-hmm.
Reiki healers everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your thoughts on this? And would you like that? Like,
Yes,
you right.
definitely.
So, I'm asking because I know your kids also go to school, and how do you feel about that?
I definitely feel that a holistic healing, uh, uh, this the awareness, if it is in schools and colleges, then there is an awareness that this is also important for your overall building of personality. So, yes, I feel it is important uh, to be aware of your emotional, physical, mental, spiritual level of your being, and then let the student decide what they want to do. Like, for example, we know in nutrition is important, we know fitness is important, we know, science is important. Everything has their um, everything has its importance. Maths is important, so on. So this is also important for building your overall character. And then beyond that, if a person wants to choose whatever they want to choose, it's fine. But
Mm,
meditation and more about the how the energy works is important. I think maybe it's not given so much importance here or even most part of the world, but there are, like in Chinese medicine, these things are important to learn. They have their acupuncture, or how acupuncture works is the energy how movement and so on. It's that's the way it works. So for them, the Chinese medicine is an important part. So
mm,
that's just the energy, how the energy is moving. So um, I think it's a very important part of growing up.
mm. Okay. I'm certainly looking forward for this. I seriously was thinking, and yeah, that when I was a kid, I wish I had someone
Hmm.
teaching me all these things. Because I think in any way, in every way, everybody is intuitive. Everybody has some sort of awareness, at least when they were young. It kind of gets masked, when you when you grow older, when you get into schools and bigger schools and colleges and universities
Hmm.
and marriage, and you things other things just take over, and you don't lose that awareness. It's just that it gets buried under all of that things that you think is real from
Yes,
outside the world, you
yes.
know uh, so it's very I really think I don't regret it, but I feel like, where would I have been if I was introduced to energy medicine when I was in school, when I was
Mm-hmm.
a kid, you know
That's true.
it's something to ponder on. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the questions I had for you. um I think that's what I had for you, and thank you so much for your time. And I have a few mentors. I mean, uh, you are definitely one of them.
Thank you.
One of them. Still- yeah, I still come to you for certain things, and yeah, I would definitely come to you again still in the future. um, yeah, man, and thank you so much for doing what you're doing. It takes a great big deal. It takes a very bold and a brave person to take the step that you've taken. um, and because it's hard to just ignore the normality of life, that people say, oh, you have a job, how do you quit a job and do something else, right? It's
Mhm.
a huge deal. And for you to change from such an acclaimed career, and you chose energy healing, which is even more powerful. That's because and I know it's powerful, and
Mhm.
not many people know it's powerful, but it's a huge brave step that you took, and I'm very glad and happy you did that, because otherwise I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have had my Reiki session with you. So I wouldn't have had the experiences that I had meeting you. Um, yeah, and thank you so much, Jyoti. This has been wonderful, and I'll see you soon. But do you have anything else? Anything else that you want to share and tell people what they should concentrate on? Any few words of wisdom?
Thanks, Chaitra. I think our goal in life is always to be happy. Or whatever we do, we want to be happy. That's what we are here for, and everybody can get that kind of happiness. What I uh, feel is to have a purpose in your life is important. To have a goal or a purpose, it can be a spiritual purpose, it can be any kind of purpose, that I have to work on my fitness or my nutrition and so on. So I feel that goal, that purpose, or I have to work on my personal development, spirituality, or I have to be more like, this anger bothers me a lot, I have to work on that. That purpose is important. If you have that purpose, then um, that opens up your mind. Oh yes, I have to work on it. And then it's always positive, that you are opening on working on yourself. If you're opening on working on yourself rather than working on the people around you and judging them, I think more important is working on yourself. That's the way to be happy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's really true. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jyoti. And
You
yeah, I know it's a huge long talk, but it's worth watching. And thank you so much, Jyotsna. Thank you so much. I'll speak to you soon. It
thank you, it was lovely.
was lovely.
Bye, take care.